See if we got any people on. No, we got nobody on here yet. So we'll wait till we get a few people on here to get going. For you guys that will be watching this in the future, we got a lot of good new videos coming up pretty soon. So just let you guys know, whole bunch of different stuff coming up. See what we got on here. Let me see if I can find it. Let's see. Yeah, we got a lot of good videos coming up here soon, guys. Okay, let's see here. See if I can get this going. We got people coming on now. We got 8 people on here. Where you guys all from? There we go. We got some of the normal people, regulars on here. Let's see. We got Smoky Mountain Modeler, Jim Walker, Charlie Jett, Christopher Gary from Florida, Charlie Jett from Louisiana, Scuba Guy. There we go. Scuba Guy. I don't think I've seen you on here yet. Let's see. Don Murphy from Canada. Let's see. Daniel Moore. Welcome aboard, guys. If you guys want to shoot any questions, we can get this rolling. You know, so anything you got, anything's open for the subjects. So you guys can ask anything you want. Feel free. We got Berlin. We got Germany on here now. Blue Fate. Let's see, who else we got on here? We're up to 22. This is going to be a good night then tonight. We're going up fast. Usually we get about 100 to 150 people, so let's see, for 1 minute and 45 seconds to be up in the 20s is pretty good, guys. And then usually when we hit maybe about 45 minutes in, we usually have about 100. But yeah, any questions you guys got, just shoot them up. Let's see if maybe we'll get John Wales on here. Can you open a bank account on a tourist visa? I think if you get your ACR card, you can, and it really depends on the bank. But you have to get your ACR card. You have to be here for so long before you get the ACR card. Okay? But yeah, you can do it. It's possible. BI seems to be preparing for something. Yes, they definitely do. They have that green lane coming up pretty soon, and somebody was saying just recently, I think it was Scott Johnson or something like that, one of the subscribers, was saying that you had to be vaccinated in the Philippines to come in, which is kind of stupid if that's true, but I'm sure that'll change. I'm telling you, they want to open up, trust me, because they're getting complaints from a lot of the people that own hotels, and a lot of the tourist places are starting to complain because they've been putting up with this for a year now. Otherwise, they're just going to have to go out of business. So they're being pressed to do this, and the government knows that they have to get some people in here to get some money in here too. So it's going to happen, Christopher. Let's see. Daniel Moore says, "Do you have a Jollibee close to you? I've always wanted to try that place. Is it any good?" I'm not a big fan of Jollibee, man. I can't stand their food. I mean, I like their chicken and stuff like that, but their burgers and stuff they don't really attract me much. I'm not a big fan of Jollibee. Yeah, they're all over the place in my town, but I don't go there. Blue Fate says, my kids like it though. You know, my girlfriend likes it. Blue Fate says, the Philippine Info Channel, you don't need vax to travel to the Philippines. No, right now you need to have a vax unless you're going to quarantine. They're letting ballot buy-ins in here, and that's about it. Okay, and the SRV they opened up to, without the EED, that entry document or whatever, that you had to put in for. You had to fill out all this documentation to get it, and then all of a sudden now that you don't need it. And I told people that a while back that they were going to stop that. And people were saying, no, that's going to be till the end of the year. But no, they removed it. So people are getting in here. My connection's lost, Scuba Guy says. I don't think it's my connection. I think it might be yours. Because somebody complained about that last time. We didn't have any connection problems. Usually we do pretty good on this night. Let's see. Scooter Day Steve. Scooter G from Texas. Good day, Steve. Have you been able to adapt to the heat and humidity? Yeah, we're actually heading back into the humid weather right now with the rain and everything like that. So it's heat and humidity every day here. It's not something you really get accustomed to, but we have AC and stuff like that. But usually during the dry season, I'm pretty good. You know, it's this season here that the humidity really hits you. So that's the only problem there, Scooter. Tom Pear, I used to watch Johnny Quest on Saturday morning, but now I watch you. Thanks, Tom. So let's see. Mike D, evening, Steve. How's everyone? Everyone is good, Mike. We are living the dream here. Let's see. Tom Pierce says, Jolly Bee reminds me of crystals in Florida. I don't think I've ever heard of crystals. I've been to Florida, but I never heard of crystals. Maximus says, good evening, Steve. Zura says, hi, Steven. Blue Dale, don't buy houses and businesses for women there, but yes to buying regular food during the pandemic and lockdown. That's right. You're right, Blue Dale. Philip Jones says, is there any small storage unit rentals there, even small storage 4x4x8 as a place to base some belongings? Well, Philip, I'll be honest with you on that one. I've told people this before. If I can pay $60 for an apartment and the apartment next to me goes for $60 and it's huge, why would you rent a storage facility? You know what I'm saying? Because these places have bars over the windows and they have locks, and you can put any locks you want on, whatever you feel comfortable with. You can change the locks, and there's no way anybody's getting in here. They'd have to really, really try to get in here. So this is better than a small storage facility. For $60, $65 a month, I pay about $80 for mine because mine is a bigger bedroom. And we actually made it into 2 bedrooms because it was so big. Okay? Christopher Gary, Crystal is like White Castle. Okay, I got you. I've been to White Castle. I think I went to White Castle when I was in New York City. That was a long time ago. Maximus says, travel protocols to the Philippines is a joke. They want travelers to be vaccinated within the Philippines and not accept vaccinations from outside the Philippines. Maximus, that's going to change. I think that was a mistake, actually. You know, I have that document. I think that I have that document that you're talking about. I have to look through it again to see exactly what it says. It might just be that somebody's misinterpreting that. I know that somebody, Scott Johnson, wrote about that, one of the subscribers. I'm not so sure that that's the way it is, but if that's the way it is, it's going to be changed. I can guarantee you that almost. You know, Zura says, is this mosquito problem exist in Tagaytay also? Tagaytay is really high up. There's not much of a mosquito problem over there, no. And it's windy, so you don't get much of a mosquito problem over there. And it's cool at night, too. Siat says, if you didn't have a family now keeping you busy, would you be bored with not much to do, even pre-COVID? Near Bangkok has more stuff to do other than matching up with a Filipino. You know, if I didn't have a family, I think I'd be okay here. Yeah. I stay busy, man. You know, my vlog alone keeps me busy doing research, trying to come up with new vlogs and stuff like that. So we stay pretty busy here. You know, even if I didn't have my family, I'd be pretty busy. So, because I like to do things. I mean, during the COVID, it's been a little difficult, but yeah, I think I'd be busy. Rick DeVries says, do you think the country will be open to foreigners by September? I think it'll be open to foreigners that have been vaccinated. And I think that the people that haven't been vaccinated will have to go into some sort of quarantine still, even probably in September. Just my thoughts. But that's what I think, because they're only at like 3% vaccinations over here, if that. So just FYI. So they got a long ways to go to reach 70%. But Duterte said that he might open up at 50%, but he changes his mind day to day, so who knows. Hambug says, good morning, the Philippine Info Channel. Good evening, Philippines. And Maximus, let's see, MV4463 says, Maximus, I got here this morning from New York City. I am fully vaxxed and had no issues so far. I am stuck in Manila for 14 days. There you go. But I think that's going to change. I think all that's going to change. Let's see. Maximus says, MV4463, you are still quarantined. Must be like a non-vax person would be quarantined. Yeah, that's true right now, but that's changing, man. A lot of this stuff is changing, and this month we're going to see some changes. They want to keep up with the other nations that are opening up, and they have to do a lot of changes, and they're starting to realize that if they don't open up properly to these tourists and stuff like that, nobody's going to come. So they're realizing it. They know, because I'm hearing this from people high up. So I'm getting a little bit of the rumors coming down through people that I know and stuff like that. So it's things are drastically going to change. 1 month from now, this will all be different. Trust me. Probably in a couple weeks. You know, Maximus says fully vaccinated have no advantage of this time. No, they don't. Unfortunately, you know. But that will change. Prairie Mark is on board. Well, we made it through the first 5 weeks of our retirement in the Philippines. Motorcycle wreck right in front of our house tonight. Wife and sister tended to him. A lot of wrecks near our house. Well, at least it wasn't you, Mark. That's good. You know, I hope the people are okay. Mike D, I am lazy. LOL. I do things, but it's more when I'm out and about to help people. Yeah, I'm kind of like that too myself. I'm always out and about. I like to help people out. John Wales is on board. There we go. I was wondering where you were, John. Good evening, Steve. I see that Jeff and my Irish friend is here. We got a lot of good people on here. We got a lot of the regulars, John. Scuba Guy. Anyone know if the USA will be sharing their vaccine stock with Philippines that could help to speed up things? Yes, they are. They actually, I think they're sharing 30 million, 25 million, something like that. You know, I think they said today the U.S. was going to share to different countries, but they didn't say to the Philippines. But I'm sure they will, because the VFA is up. So that's why. Let's see. Scott Tora, I am planning a vacation just to check things out after this COVID stuff. Having to get the jab will make me change those plans. Not going to get it. You'll be able to get over here, Scott, sooner or later. I wouldn't worry about that. Just give it time, man. Relax. I'm seriously thinking about not getting the jab. So that'll, you know, let's see. And I'm planning on going to like Vietnam and places like that sooner or later, as soon as I can, you know, but until all this stuff is over, I won't be able to move anywhere without a vaccine. Let's see. John Wales, Tom Per, Johnny Quest is cool. Let's see. Castelvetro. It's not a vaccine, it's a booster. No, the booster comes later, man. You get the 2 shots and then you get the booster later. I think like in 6 months or a year, they're talking about another one already. So Maximus says, if the Philippines is not opened up as far as nightlife and tourist things to do, then why would tourists go there? Well, I mean, I've gone to tourist spots that had opened up for a little while, then they close them down, then they open them again, and you know, it's kind of crazy the way things are going. But we did go on vacation for a while. So I mean, and they opened up for Filipinos and stuff like that, or anybody that's in country. They opened up for a while, but then they close them down, then they open again. But as of now, some of the places are open. They are open. So that's happening. Let's see. Mike D says, hey, John, good evening. Castelvetro, once you adults grasp it's a booster, you'll stop complaining about being vaccinated and not welcome without quarantine. I'm not sure what he's talking about. Anyway, let's see. MV4463 says, Scuba, USA is sharing vaccine. Don't know if PI is on the fast track. I would say that they are, just because of the VFA. The VFA is up and Duterte is making a decision about it. So I would say, yeah, they're gonna give them some for sure, you know. Stephen Day says, good evening, Steve. John Wells says, hey, D. Hey, Mike, good to see you. Christopher Gary, 200 million. Is it 200 million, Christopher? 200 million vaccines that the U.S. is giving away? I'm not sure. I might be confused. I might have read something else. I'm getting 2 things confused here. Maximus says, the locals are not even free to do things, and too many COVID precautions like face masks and face shields will be a hindrance. Who wants to go there and deal with all that? Well, when I was on vacation, we didn't have to wear that, Maximus. Okay, and we were at the beach, and we didn't have any face shields or face masks or anything, and that was down in Batangas. So I mean, you can watch my. I think I did a couple of videos from there, you know. But yeah, I mean, it was no big deal down there. I did a short video from down there. Let's see, Castelvetro, Philippines won't be open for 2 years. That's not true, Castelvetro. You're wrong on that. Sorry, man. Michael L., waiting for the Philippines to open up for fully vaccinated people in Middle America. I'm telling you, I think this month is going to be a big month. You know, Brian Sherry says, hello, Steve. How you doing, Brian? Mike D, damn, MV is here too. Everyone is awake on this coast. LOL. Castle, it's all a booster. It's not a vaccine. Okay, we get it, man. We get it, okay? Enough with the vaccine stuff. Castelvetro. Okay, Eric Brown, good for you, Steve. I'm not taking the vaccine. Yeah, I mean, I say if somebody wants to take it, take it. If you don't want to take it, don't take it. I mean, I don't get into the political part of it or all that stuff. I just don't think that it's safe. That's just me, you know. I think that for what they're giving it to you for, it's not that serious, you know. That's my personal opinion. But I mean, I know people will disagree with me or agree with me, and I respect that too, you know. I'm not really totally sure about the whole thing, you know. I just don't. I feel kind of on the fence, you know. Why don't you get the vaccine at the VA in Manila? They are taking appointments via email right now, Travel Boy says. Actually, Travel Boy, I did put in for that, but I don't think I'm going to get it. So, I mean, that's just the way I feel. Let's see. Castelvetro says, old people will be getting boosted for life. He's still going to stay on that. Roger Miller, hi, Steve, good channel. Thanks, Roger. MV4463, Mike D, I'm in Manila. Christopher Gary, yep. John Wales, I signed up for the vaccine Monday. There you go, John. Let's see. Tom Pearce says, hey, John Wales, I hope I am guest one day on your Philippine whiskey review channel. I will try to bring a quart of jar of shine. There we go. Old Smoky. Is that what you're going to bring, Tom? Old Smoky? Is that what they call it? Old Smoky moonshine? I've actually had that stuff. So that's pretty strong. I brought some to Belize, and I gave a mason jar full to this guy, and he got in a lot of trouble that night. Let's see. John Wales, that would be great. Let me know when you get there. Mike D says, how did you manage MV without wife and kid, etc.? MV? I'm not sure what that means, Mike. MV without wife and kid. How do you manage a motor vehicle? Motor vehicle, maybe? I don't know. Let me know what you're talking about, Mike. Hamburg, Montan. But vaccinations are not that safe at all. Some American doctors promotes oral drug like ivermectin. Yeah, I've heard that, man. Bill Gates does not share his patent on the vaccine that it will increase death. Bill Gates is behind like a lot of stuff that I don't like, and when he pushes vaccines, when he also believes that the population should be, you know, be like 60% less or something like that, that kind of scares me, you know. Let's see. Brian Dawson says, hi, Steve. UK, Steve, I see the US and UK are teaming up again. Yeah, they are down here with their ships and stuff like that. It's good. A lot going on with the ships down here, you know, because of the South China Sea stuff. I think eventually something's going to happen down here, unfortunately, and I'm a little bit worried about that. I will be honest. Jeff Lay, Steve, where do you live near? Padre Garcia. I live just below Manila in Tracy Martirez, man. It's actually a nice area. It's one of the cheaper areas to live too, and it's a nice area. Anywhere around General Trias, Tracy Martirez, Das Marinas, all fairly reasonable. Tony Manning says, let's see, John Allen says, can't wait to retire there. Tony Manning says, I saw yesterday the Philippines will not let in a body unless they've been vaccinated in the Philippines by the IATF, I think he's talking about. Yeah, Tony, I think that's going to change though. That's going to change. Trust me, because that would mean nobody is coming in here. You know, that means nothing changed because nobody's been vaccinated in the Philippines from outside of the Philippines. So that would be foolishness. So that's going to change. Trust me. I keep hearing that from people. I've yet to verify that though. Pat Keene says, hello, Steve. How's the body? The body is doing okay. I still suffering a little bit from the cellulitis scars and stuff like that. But other than that, I'm doing great. But we got some oil, new oil to get rid of that. So it's going away little by little. That's the only problem I have, that and the sciatica, but otherwise I'm doing okay. Let's see, Malte Munte says, a video about the benefits of the ketogenic diet to avoid strokes, heart attacks, obesity, diabetes, the whole metabolic would be helpful to all expats. I'm not too much into diet stuff. I'm actually I just bought some special teas and they're pretty good. And they're a little bit expensive, but my girlfriend's on them, and my girlfriend's friend, she lost about, I don't know how much she lost, maybe 30 or 40 pounds or something, taking these teas for like about a month. She did really good. She looks really good. So I'm going to try it myself, actually. See, Philip Jones says, no vaccine, no international travel. Enjoy staying home. I think eventually things are going to have to go back to normal. You know, Scott Torres says, I agree with your personal opinion on it. Thanks, Scott. Eric Brown says, Steve, good luck on you. You have to take responsibility for you and your family first. Thanks, Eric. Smoky Mountain Modeler, you were talking about inflation the other day. Will it affect the rental rates, especially after the country opens? Smokey, I don't think it will. I'm going to tell you why, okay? Because most people aren't paying their rents here. There's a lot of people, we have a couple people down further here that aren't paying their rents. And they've been in there for more than 5 months, okay? And with that said, I think rents will stay down. It's just my thoughts on that. I don't think most people can afford high rents here. So rents are not going up because everything else has gone up. So something has to stay down because, wages haven't gone up much. So that's my thoughts on that. But just my thoughts. I don't see any rentals going up at all. In fact, down the street they're building more rentals down the street. So with all these different rentals, it's not gonna make rents go up. It's gonna make them stay the same or maybe even drop because there's so many of them around here. We have 4 more down the street. They were building 2, and now they're building 2 more on top of those 2. Those are the last ones I showed, by the way. Let's see. Scott says, I am 59 next month looking at the retirement door. I should be above the sweet spot, but inflation concerns me. If you're above the sweet spot, man, if you're above that $2,000 mark, you should be pretty good over here. As long as you're good with your money and you put some of that aside and save and don't go overboard with your rents. Get like a 1 or 2 bedroom and shop around. I highly recommend people come to my area because you'll thank me for it, because of the prices on the rents. And you're close to Manila and you're close to Batangas and stuff like that. Let's see, this guy said, nobody special says, Nicaragua is open. Yeah, Belize is open too, man. And Belize is really, really cheap. If you guys want to go, it's not that cheap, but it's cheap. It's cheap. It's about 30% more than the Philippines is. And it's actually a beautiful place to live. In some cases, I would say it's just as good, if not better, than the Philippines in some ways. Some ways it's not, some ways it is. If you're there to find a decent woman, and you're in your 50s or 60s, I don't think you'll have a problem there at all. Pat Keene says, hello, John Wales. Red Horse are bringing out a vaccine. There you go. Philip Jones, COVID-19 is the only vaccine the military has an option to take. COVID-19 is the only vaccine I don't know what he means by that. Let's see. John Wales, Pat Keene, I should be safe then. Might need a booster. There you go. Tom Pear, Steve, I used to bring moonshine in vodka bottles in my luggage when I traveled to northern China. They loved it up there. I'm sure they did, man. That stuff's strong. The apple cinnamon moonshine, I remember, was really, really good. In fact, it was too smooth, and it was like apple cider moonshine. It was really, really smooth. I'm not a big drinker, but I remember tasting that once, and it was actually pretty good, but it was strong. Let's see. Brian Sherry says, hello, John Wales. Could you share your email with me? I have got some info to send you. Ashish K says, good evening from India. John Wales says, nobody special. I would like to try Peru someday. Peru's actually really cheap, John. And they say that the women there are really decent too. So, I don't know what they look like that much. They look a little bit different. Maximus says, those diet teas make you go number 2. Yeah, they do. That they do. Those diet teas are laxatives to clean you out. Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff in there, but it's like a mix of like oolong tea and which is like the Chinese tea that you have in a Chinese restaurant actually, and a bunch of other stuff. Mike D says, I've thought about doing that seafarer visa or something to get there. Seen a few do that to come. Yeah, I don't know how well that would work. Let's see. Derek Pascal, To live long and well, choose your grandparents carefully. There you go. John Wales, Brian Sherry, thanks, Brian. I would enjoy that. Nobody Special says, John Wales, I am looking around. I don't plan on getting shots. Wrong shots. Pat Keen, John, you won't need a booster. You're doing good. Let's see, Brian, let's see, Christopher Gary, does the apartment next door have aircon? Yes, it does. It does. The apartment next door has air conditioning. That's actually where my goddaughter lives. The little girl that you see sometimes in some of my videos. She's been in a few of my videos. We actually help them out with the air conditioning a little bit because the little girl suffers at night because it's so hot over there. So we help with the AC a little bit. Let's see. Apex 512 says, I consider Tagaytay, Dumaguete, and Boracay. I would consider Tagaytay and Boracay, but I wouldn't throw Dumaguete in there. I would actually consider Tagaytay to be the best because it's cool at night and it's actually cool during the day. Nice breezes, nice places to sit, nice views. Not to say that Boracay has anything wrong with it. As long as you get a pool in Tagaytay, I think you're all set. But Boracay is good too, if you can get a place with AC. Let's see. Hello from Toledo, Ohio. There we go. We had somebody from Ohio on here before. Might have even been you, George. I'm not sure. Let's see. Eric Brown says, my Philippine is pretty tough mentally, but with no end in sight for travel, it certainly takes a toll mentally. Yeah, man. It does on all of us, I think, over here. You know, having to go out and wear our masks and stuff like that. Very seldom can we not wear our masks over here. Castel Vetro says, why am I ghosted? You're not ghosted, man. Don't worry about it. You know, you just keep on talking about the same stuff over and over, man. It gets boring. You know, Mike D, my visa is for a specific reason. When it's done, I have to apply for a regular tourist visa. But I was told if my medical is good, I may have no issues just going to Leyte. Let's see. When it's done, I have to apply for a regular tourist visa. Okay. Did I overwhelm you? You know, it just gets kind of annoying, man. Tom Pear, John Wells, Steve just described what we call apple pie shine. Yeah, I think actually that's what it was called, I think, if I remember correctly. But it's put out by a company called Old Smoky. You ever hear of them? Tom, are you familiar with Old Smoky? Old Smoky, I think you can order it through the mail too. I'm not sure. They won't ship it here though. But they have little tiny ones, and then they have big mason jars too, which is kind of cool. Let's see. Tom Pear, good idea is to pack some small American gifts to give to people when you travel to the PI. I used to bring Vermont maple syrup, 2-ounce size. People love gifts from foreigners. What do you all bring? What do I bring? I didn't bring that much. I hand out money. It's easier. You know? I think I brought some chocolate with me when I came. That's about it. Let's see. MV4463. Steve, how far are you from downtown Manila? I am probably about 25 miles, man. Somewhere around there, 25 miles, 20 miles. I'm not that far. I'm only about an hour when there's no traffic, okay, by bus. So from downtown Manila, maybe an hour and 15 minutes, somewhere around there. Let's see, Craig asked me, hi Steve, are you staying in Cavite? Yes, I'm actually in the capital of Cavite Providence, in Tracy Martirez. The capital, I can walk to the capital right down here. It's like about 10 minutes away. I actually walk there sometimes for exercise. Let's see. I mean, even though you see my house is pretty, has like a lush jungle around it pretty much. You know, we live in a really, really good area. It's funny, you walk up the street here and you can get a jeepney going all the way over to Das Marinas and stuff like that, right off maybe 150 feet up the way here. I just walk up to the end of the walkway here and then stop a jeepney and I'm off to Dasma. And they drop me off right in front of my house when I come back too. It's beautiful. You know, and I can walk up a little bit further and catch a bus going to Manila. So it's nice. You know, and yet I live in a place that's really quiet. Scott Torres says, hey, Steve, thanks so much for taking the time to educate us and to answer your questions. Thanks, Scott. I appreciate that. I mean, you guys know I'm always open to phone calls or emails or anything like that. I always get to them. It might take me a while to get to them, but I get to them. And I answer probably almost every single email. I try to anyway. Sometimes if it's a comment under a comment, I don't see it. But if you leave your own comment, like a fresh comment, I usually answer them. You know, and I always try to get to those. And I take, as long as I can answer everything and take phone calls and get to everybody, I'll always answer everybody. You know, that's one thing that I formed this channel for, was to help people. So, and like I said, I don't charge people to talk to them. So you can talk to me about anything. You know, some of these other guys are charging $45 an hour. You can talk to me for free. All I ask is you watch my ads. That's all I ask. I don't think that's much to ask. You know, no super chat, no nothing like that. Let's see. K9 Companion says, hey, Steve, hope all is well. All is well, man. Thank you. Let's see. Eric Brown says, Filipinos have great English. That's why they beat the Thai ladies, hands down. Plus, I love the Filipinos for their overtly loving nature. Yes, they do. You know, Filipinos are the sweetest women that you could ever possibly meet. And you know, people say stuff about the scammers and stuff like that, but when it really comes down to it and you meet a good Filipino over here, they're the best women in the world. You know, and I was married to a Filipino before that was a scam artist, and look where I am now. So that'll tell you. You know, I mean, I'm a forgiving person, but I'm not stupid. You know what I mean? But I did notice that when I was over here, that a lot of the Filipinos were very sweet people, and the people themselves were very nice people. Let's see. Patrick Glenn says, do you watch baseball and football there? If so, how do you watch it? I wish I could watch it over here. I just don't have time to watch it, Patrick. You know what? I'm going to try to actually look into that, because I love watching the Red Sox. You know, so we'll see what happens, you know. And let me get rid of this guy here. Hold on a second. Remove. Put user in timeout. So Castel Vetro is in timeout. Smoky Mountain Modeler. Any info on Baguio? I was wondering if it's the typhoon zone. Baguio, I don't think they get hurt too much by typhoons. They might get a lot of rain there and stuff like that, but I don't think it's like a typhoon zone. We just had a typhoon pass through here the other day with torrential rains. But I'm not sure about Baguio. I'd have to look at my weather map and see what it says for that Smoky Mountain Modeler. Actually, if you send me an email, I can give you more info on that. I can look on the map and see what zone it's in. Okay? In the weather zone and stuff like that. Let's see. Mr. Rigger 26 says, great channel. What's the percentage on capital gains in PHP? The percentage on capital gains, I'm not sure. I don't know. You know, because, you know, I have my accounts in the US, so I'm not sure, man. Good question, though. Any clue when the Philippines will open to tourists who want to visit the VA? I think within the next month we're going to start seeing changes. I really do. I think within a couple of weeks we're going to start seeing some things in the news more so. Just give it like a month, and I think you'll see some changes. I mean, I can't predict the future, but my guess is a month, because I'm seeing a lot of movement, and I'm hearing from friends that are in the government, and they're saying they're seeing changes, and they're talking. They're all talking. They want to open, you know, but they're making mistakes, a lot of mistakes. You know, but that's par for the course here in the Philippines, unfortunately. You know, but they're doing what they can do. Do you think the Philippines will be? Let's see, will be open for tourists by Thanksgiving? Yes, I do. You know, I don't think we're going to be having. We might have to have quarantine if you're not vaccinated. That's what I think. Let's see. Old Smoky. Let's see. Tom Pierce says Old Smoky is store-bought John Wales, and I drink the good old boy untaxed shine as mason jars. Well, Old Smoky comes in a mason jar, Tom. It's pretty decent stuff too. Christopher Gary, Castellero, please stop with your negativity. I know it does get a little old, huh, Chris? I agree with you. He's in the corner for a while anyway. Then he comes out. I don't know how long they hold him in the corner. Like they have like a thing you can block him for a while. I could block him permanently if I wanted to, but I haven't. I give everybody a chance. If he comes back on here and wants to troll again, then he's off again. Let's see. Mike D says, stop trolling, Cass. Let's see. John Wales. Tom Pierre, I brought 50 pounds of chocolate and last time I came here. Make sure that you have a fridge to store it in. There we go. Let's see. Craig Jordan says, thanks, Steve. I lived in Imus, Cavite at one time. Yeah, Imus is a little bit too built up for me. I never really liked Imus. For, nothing. I don't have anything against it. It's just like too built up for me. I go over to Imus to go to S&R, and I just thought that the traffic there was really horrendous from what I'm used to. It's almost like Manila during rush hour there. Philip Jones, as I know you have said before, bring a lot of ammonium D. If you have a sensitive stomach, you will be miserable. I have a strong stomach, and I thought I was going to die standing up at the airport. Yeah, Philip, I highly recommend bringing like ammonium or something for your stomach for, like diarrhea or things like that. It can be rough over here. I go through it every once in a while still, and I've been here for quite a while. So it happens, man. Food, bacteria is pretty rough over here. Kyle Deadman says, it was good talking to you earlier. Thanks for everything. You're welcome, Kyle. No problem. I didn't mean to rush you off, by the way. I wanted to eat and just get ready to come on here. But give me a call again sometime, Kyle, whenever you get a chance, if you ever have any more questions or anything. Philip Jones, I just brushed my teeth with hotel water. You'll be safe, Philip. I brush my teeth with the water here. I don't think you'll have any problems. Let's see. John Wales says, Mike D, thumbs up. Let's see. MV4463, John Wales, I'm going there for a reason, but I will check the area if I have time after. If I have to leave, it will only be a few countries away till return. Scuba Guy says, thanks, Steve, that guy was an idiot. Yeah, he was. He's in timeout for a while. He can sit in the corner for a while until he learns to behave like a big boy. So I'll just say it that way. Tom Pear, of all the time I spent in Thailand and was married to a Thai, I realized just how much more I love the Filipinos because of the people. I agree, Tom. Yeah. I've heard a lot of bad stories about the Thais. I think, people say about the Filipinos that they're about money, but they really aren't when you get to know them. I mean, I think the Thais are more about the money than anything. And I don't mean to put down Thai women, but there's a lot of good Thai women over there too, but I do hear a lot more divorces take place between Americans and Thais, I've heard. Simply Akas. Hello, everyone. Let's see. How you doing, Simply Akas? Let's see. Scott Torres, CI. How hot does it get in your area, and what is the hottest area or island, and what is the coolest area if you know? The coolest area, I would say, is Baguio, man. The Baguio area gets down even into the 50s and sometimes 40s, I've heard, and into the mid-40s during some seasons. So Baguio is definitely the coolest. Tagaytay is pretty cool. There's a few other areas too, and my area goes up during this rainy season. It gets really sticky and humid up to like around 96. In fact, the other day I think it said it was 120 feel-like temperature here. So it was hot because of the humidity. You step outside, it's like stepping into a sauna bath, literally. It's really hot. You can feel the steam hit you in the face when you open the door. Thank God we have good AC here, because I had the AC built in here. Let's see, 6% on capital gains. So that's the answer. That's what the Philippines charges, 6% on capital gains. Let's see. Simply Akas says, it's good to see you guys here. We have a lot of good people in here tonight, I must say. Let's see, we got 87 people, 30 thumbs up. Ariel Batista, hello from Jacksonville, Florida. Glad to hear and see you. Good to see you too, Ariel. I see you on there a lot. I know all these names. I'm familiar with all these names, so thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate you guys watching. It really, it's good to know that we have like a good fan base here too. But it's good to see you guys on here talking amongst each other too sometimes. Let's see. Simply Akas says, MV4463, how is everything? John Wales, Philip Jones, I buy loperamide, which is kind of like ammonium D, over the counter here. It's about $4 or $5 per 100. Let's see, it works very well. Yeah, it does. That's what I use. I take it like I actually take it before I go on a trip. If I know I'm going on a road trip, I take it before I go, so I know that I'm not going to get sick. And it's a good reason it's a good thing to take it sometimes like that. People say don't do that, but I do, because it's so common getting sick over here. The first year I was here, I was actually in the hospital for food poisoning, so that'll tell you. And I was eating from restaurants, like in the malls and stuff like that, and I still got sick. Blue Dale, because when you come over here, you're gonna adjust to the bacteria when you first get here. Some people adjust quicker than others. For me, it took about a year. You know. Let's see. Blue Dale says, do you know many part-time expats? A few. I know a few over in Tagaytay that I talk to that are subscribers and stuff like that. And yeah, they come for the winters over here. And they only stay like 3 months though, and then they go back. And they own properties here. You know, they own like properties in gated communities, but they have family living in the house for the other 9 months or whatever. See, MV4463, guys, what's the best outside food to order while I'm stuck in a hotel? I love the hotel food, but want something different, but Filipino. I'll tell you something, MV4463, if you're stuck in Manila, man, why don't you order Army and Navy? Army and Navy is delicious food. It's not Filipino food, but I mean, Army and Navy delivers too. So it's just something to think about, you know. And they have really delicious food. Their naked burritos are delicious. Also, their regular burritos, and also they have like, it's something like a Philly cheesesteak, but they don't call it that. They call it like the drunken sailor or something like that. I forget what they call it, but anyway, it's something like that. You can probably go online and see their menu. Let's see, Simply Akis. Let's see, it's a beautiful day here in Miami Beach, Florida, running before traffic to go to work. There we go. John Will, Simply Akis, how are you doing? Simply Akis, Florida traffic will be like Manila soon. I've actually been down in Florida to Miami before. I don't remember the traffic too much down there. It must be getting worse. I was down there about 10 years ago. MV4463, Simply, I made it to Manila. I'm here, so amazing. Mike D, Cinegang MV, I don't know where you'd get it though. Simply Akis, John Wells, how is everything? John's got a lot of fan base on here. Let's see, Christopher Gary, I'm afraid that the Philippines will open up and have an outbreak, and I have a knee-jerk reaction, stop tourism again. Hate to move there and have to leave. You know, Chris, this is what I told people. I'm telling people, this is just my thoughts on this. And I know some people might disagree with me or whatever. But I tell people, you know, I would wait 3 to 4 months till they really, really, truly open up pretty much, almost back to whatever the new normal is going to be. And then the tickets prices will come down too. Ticket prices are expensive, man. People tell me $4,000 and $5,000 for tickets. You know, will probably be the ticket price when they open up, and I believe that. You know, because I think there's going to be a big crowd coming in here. You know, so we'll see what happens. Let's see. Traffic was brutal in Imus, Cavite back in the 1990s. Yeah, it's been like that for a long time. I can imagine because it's brutal now. And the pollution there is horrendous. Let's see. MV4463, you are blessed. Stay safe and have fun, Simply Akis says. And MV says he's stuck in that hotel. He's saying, I want homemade pen seat. There we go. Let's see. I guess Castellet Vetro's back, and he's going to go get removed. Let's see. Actually, I'm going to put hide user from this channel. There we go. Let me try to find where we are now. Can I quarantine at Airbnb or do I have to stay in a hotel? Kyle says. You're going to have to stay in their hotel, a quarantine hotel. Okay? My whole thing just popped up, so I might miss a couple people here. Let's see. Order Lumpia. Let's see. American expat and U.S. Air Force retiree here from Guam, living in Angeles City. So, you got winning the exhibition fight, Mayweather or Logan? Who you got winning the... I didn't even know that they were fighting, to be honest with you. I would say Mayweather. You know? And K9 says, probiotics, activated charcoal works well. Actually, I have activated charcoal right on top of my refrigerator right here. Steve, how is your little beautiful girl? She's doing really good, man. Thanks for asking, Simply Akis. I said man, but it looks like you're a girl here. Robert from Pennsylvania, try your live streams morning, your time mornings. Most people work here. This week here I was supposed to do some and I didn't have a chance to do some. I'm gonna do some more live streams too, so don't worry. I mean, we got more coming at different times too. Might want to check my comment count versus yourself there, Madane. I don't know who he's talking about. Let's see, is Facebook Marketplace the only place to look for houses for rent, or are there other places online that is? Actually, Facebook is excellent, but most of the time people just walk around looking, okay? Okay, now I'm gonna go forward a little bit. I might miss a couple people here. I'm trying to get everybody. Let's see, hello from Boulder, Colorado, always great advice. That's from Sun Moon, Probiotics Act. Let's see, we're back to Mike D, okay, Castell, you're blocked. Yeah, he's blocked. Hopefully, last time I blocked somebody, they managed to come back. I don't know how, but this time he's definitely blocked, I hope. Order Olympia. Tom Pear, most don't advertise, at least in the provinces. Yeah, that's true, Tom. Most don't advertise. You just kind of go around and find them. It's by word of mouth. You don't have to advertise. People grab those things up quick, you know. If you're near me, there's going to be 4 of them available right down the street. Let's see, Simply Latte, let's see, MV4463, Simply Latte, first 2, then find a base place to rest in between traveling and other adventures. Might pay Steve to find me a small gated house. Yeah, actually, I've done that before for people, you know. There's a lot of gated communities around here in General Trias. Actually, MV4463, if you are interested, there's quite a lot of places and they're very reasonable. For a 2-bedroom, they're about 160, 140, 160 with a pool in the gated community. You know, now it's a pool that you share with other people, but nobody uses those pools. You know, and you pay like 50 pesos for the day to use it. Okay, and you can get a 3-bedroom that looks like a Mexican style home with a rooftop thing to sit out there at night, and you know, you can put you can put 6 picnic tables up there. They're huge up there. And eat up there at night. It's beautiful. You have a rooftop place, you know, and they're beautiful. There's a lot of different places over there, all for rent. Crystal Air is one of them. There's a couple other ones over there too in General Trias. You can look in General Trias, you'll find a lot. Philip Jones, thanks for the med info. I've been traveling there 20 times when living in Korea, which has great water infrastructure. Dropped my guard a couple of times in the PI and paid for it. Let's see. Dickie's best sin. Joe, San Augustine, Mayweather going to give Paul a beating. I think Mayweather's gonna win it. Kyle Deadman, can I quarantine at Airbnb? That's weird. I think we answered that one already, Kyle. But no, you can't. You have to stay at those quarantine hotels. Alex RC says, "Good evening, Steve. Good night. How you doing, Alex?" Let's see. Yeah, John, nobody special says, John's a celebrity. Manny even knows John. LOL. Tom Pierre, I gotta be good. My Filipino girlfriend watches your channel now. There we go. Simply Akis says, Steve, that's a long time ago, Paul. Now everything is moving down. Everyone is moving down here. It's getting crazy. Yeah, a lot of people are moving south for some reason. I like being around Manila myself. That's just my personal preference. But you know, I can understand why people move south, but I like having some Western things here. And as you move down south, you lose some of those, with the exception of around Cebu and Dumaguete. Other than that, you know, you lose most of that once you get away from Manila. I like going to Red Lobster up in Manila. I like going to Texas Roadhouse, places like that. And those are all at MOA, Mall of Asia. Let's see, MV4463, I paid 9K for private transport, Steve. Wow. Private transport, like as far as like going from the airport to the place there, the quarantine place, that's expensive, man. Is that what you're talking about, MV? This guy, Vetro there, Castel Vetro, man, his stuff is popping up as says message deleted since I blocked him. So he must be mad. John Wales, hello. Hello, Scott. Let's see. Ouch, MV. John Wales, nobody. Let's see. Alex says, press those like buttons, guys. There we go. Philip Jones says, fly to Guam or Seoul, then to Manila, Clark, or Cebu, cheaper flight. Okay, it's good to know. Linda Faber, I am so glad you found peace in the Philippines. Get away from dramas. Yeah, it definitely helps be over here. You know, Linda, I had a ton of drama with my family, and I thank God for my Filipino family now. You know, every day I have a really good family here, and I'm very thankful for them. You know, and in many ways, you know, I can't be thankful enough for that. Larry Webb, I don't always comment, but I like your channel. Thanks, Larry. I appreciate that. Dickie Spaz says, Joe Augustin, it's crazy. Mayweather $100 million and Paul $18 million for a sham fight. Let's see. Ace Bachelor Cool is in the house. Let's see. Simply Akis, hope to make it before the live ends. If not, it was great to be here, guys. Stay safe. Thanks, man. See, MV4463 says, Mike D, it's not a big issue. I don't really like commercial. I'm not a good traveler, not a crowd person. MV4463, if you can order food from Mall of Asia while you're there, I mean, now it's closed, but I mean, you can order during the day from Texas Roadhouse and from Red Lobster too, probably. They probably deliver. I don't know how far away you are from Mall of Asia, where that place is, but just FYI. Michael Lagasse says, can you help me locate a Filipino Navy buddy I served with? I'm not sure. I found a girl that lived here. Helped her find her father in the United States. She was 28 years old, and her father left in '92, and I found her father, and they're actually talking. So they're actually connected now because we managed to get them connected. But I don't know about a Filipino Navy buddy. I possibly could if you send me an email at Steven5975. But I would check on Facebook, you know. But I mean, I could possibly find them. You give me like a rough age and stuff like that. Let's see. Good evening again, Steve. I think you missed my comment. I might have. I missed a bunch of them, Alex, when my thing shot up. Let's see. Nobody Special says, John Wells, when is your channel going to get started? And the name of your channel. Yeah, John Wells is getting quite popular here. Mayweather is going to make Logan look like a fool. Christopher Gary says. Chuck Davis says, hello, I'm a new viewer. So where are you at in the Philippines, and have you ever been to Boracay Island? Yes, I've been to Boracay. I was back on Boracay Island back in the 80s. I have a picture of myself on the beach in Boracay with pants and shirts that were made from rice bags back then. They sold them to the tourists, and they were actually quite good, and they were comfortable too. They were very light. They were like rice bag pants, and it was made from like a cotton type material. You know, it wasn't plastic or anything like that. It was a really good material. I don't see those type of rice bags around anymore though. Ace Bachelor Cool says it's 7:35 a.m. Saturday morning in America, in Spokane, Washington. There we go. Joe San Augustus, if you fly into Guam, from what my family in Guam is hearing, hotel quarantine is not now required if you got the vaccine and you test negative upon arrival. But that's Guam. You know, Guam's part of the United States, so it's gonna be, of course, that's gonna be different. By the way, hotel quarantine is paid for by government. Yeah, well, that's the U.S. government. So I mean, that's totally different than the Philippines. The Philippines couldn't afford that. And I don't think most people want to be under 14-day quarantine in the Philippines anyway. Let's see. Ed Denai says, he's making fun of my Boston accent here. Mike D, oh no, here goes again. 3-bedroom sounds great. Like a maid. You can get a maid here easy. That's not a problem. In fact, that's the easy part. You know, Craig Jordan says, Steve, it would be great if a Red Sox fan in the Philippines could get access to Major League Baseball extra inning subscription. I think you could do it with a VPN. If you can get there's ways you can get it. I'm sure if you go to freeintertv.com, you could probably get a channel that has baseball here. You can get it for sure. I'm like almost 100% sure. You know, Nobody Special says, thanks, John. I'll be tuned in, buddy. So we got 90 people on here. Maximus says, Joe St. Augustine, not true. OFW might get their hotel paid by government. John Will, let's see. Craig, Dickie Spaz says, Craig Jordan, you can get MLB package with Fire Stick and VPN. Yeah, VPNs help. Let me see. What's the one I use? It's Tunnel Bear. Tunnel Bear. It costs about $60 a year, and I think you can get a discount through Amazon. So, Joe St. Augustine, Maximus, you're probably right. I'm not an OFW, so I can only read about what pertains to U.S. citizen flying into Guam. Mike D says, that's hilarious for a channel named at John Whalesar. Let's see. Joe St. Augustine, everyone is quarantined no matter if you are fully vaccinated. They are trying to ease the quarantine time for fully vaccinated but not yet in effect. You're right, Maximus. You're right. That's what I heard too. So, let's see. MV4463 says, message retracted. So you must have retracted something. Lenny Aguiar, greetings from Boston. There we go, Lenny. Lenny, what part of Boston are you from? You sound like somebody from Lawrence, man. Because I'm from Lawrence, just outside of Boston. I used to drive Uber and Lyft in Boston, though, right around Harvard. I actually used to drop people off where they filmed the love story, the home that the love story was filmed in. I actually had an Uber customer that lived in that same house for a while. Let's see. Ron Chris says the vaccination rule is only for those vaccinated in the PH. That's what they're saying, but that's going to change. That's going to go really quick. They just haven't caught up with everything yet. They're throwing so much stuff out there, and they haven't had a chance to really look everything over. They want to get everything done out there quick, and they're doing it too quick, because they're not looking everything over before they put all this news out there. I think somebody put a misprint out there about that, though. That's what I think, but I could be wrong. I bought let's see, Kyle Devin says, I bought a 14-foot pool for the house. That way the kids can go swimming when they want, putting bamboo curtains around it for privacy. Yeah, I see a lot of people doing that. There's a lot of people building these little pools and stuff like that. Some people are building like these, it's almost like a jacuzzi kind of pool. They're really nice. And they build like a little alcove where they can have it and just go take a dip and stuff. It's kind of nice. And to build a pool like that, it's cheap over here, to build a small pool. And I'm thinking about doing that myself. When I move into a gated community, I'm going to do that probably. I'll ask the people if I can put in a permanent pool for them. I'll pay for it as long as I can get a 5-year lease. Alex RC, I already bought our ticket for December to Singapore to stay with my brother and see how it'll be in the PH. If it's open when we might go for the holidays, better to buy your tickets earlier. Yeah, December I think they'll be open. I wouldn't worry too much about that, Alex. Joe St. Augustine says, Maximus, Philippines is still considered a hot spot in Guam. So hotel quarantine is probably required for flying from PI to Guam. At least the hotel is free to quarantine, unlike the PI. That's interesting that they put you up in Guam in a hotel. That'd be a good way to get a free vacation. Stay there for 14 days. Too bad you can't use the pool, though. That's the only problem. K9, it would get boring in the hotel room. K9 Companion, gotta go to Costco, Steve. Have a great evening. Talk to you later, K9 Companion. Alex RC, Steve is right. It's been on the news that airfares will increase due to demand. Yeah, they're gonna go way up, possibly triple. This is what I was talking about when I talked about the expat tsunami, and people didn't believe me, but I'm telling you right now, it's gonna be a tsunami. If you see my emails, and I know a lot of people just talk, but if you saw my emails and stuff, and you saw the amount of people that I read every day, and people that I talk to on the phone every day, there's a lot of people coming here. And there's a lot of people I don't talk to. So if I'm talking to even 1 to 5% or something like that, I'm sure I'm talking to only like about 1 to 3% or something like that, if that. So there's going to be a lot of people coming really like quick as soon as the doors open, because don't forget, there's a whole year of new retirees that want to come over here too. So there's going to be a load, probably for about 3 months. Let's see. Scott Torres says, does the character of the woman vary from island to island? Yes. And then he says, if so, what island has? You didn't write anything else, so I don't know. Ilo is supposedly has the sweetest people there. Not the Swedish people, the sweetest girls. Ilo. Not the island, I'm talking about the city. You know, it's not always island to island. Some cities have sweeter people than others. But the tougher girls come from Mindanao, so they say. So not that tough is a bad thing, but I'm saying they're tougher in character and stuff. Let's see. Senegal, Guam government's paying for, let's see. Maximus, yes, hotel quarantine is free and paid for. What do people think about Pac-Man in office? They like Pac-Man, but they don't think he's a good political figure. You know, I really don't think he's going to make it in there, unfortunately. I would like to see him in there better than some of the other people, but I don't think politically he would survive well. You know, but that's just my opinion. I'm hearing Duterte might run for vice president with his daughter. That's what they're saying. They're actually throwing that around to see if it might be a good idea. I don't think people will like that though. But that's just my opinion. I try to stay out of the political arena here. Maximus says, I need a vacation in Guam. Then does the hotel have a balcony? Yes, you can sit outside. There we go. Eugene says, hi mate, how you doing, Eugene? Welcome aboard, man. Craig Jordan says, Steve, in Boston, is it a car or a car? It's a car. It's a car. I parked my car. I have a beer. You know, that's the way we talk in Boston, you know. I go to Harvard Yard. Let's see. We go over to Wahlberg's for a burger, you know. Ed Denoy says, Maximus, I was thinking the same thing, LOL. Mike D, you hit 100 people in the chat, then the trolls left. Let's see. MV4463, Steve, my family has a private jet. I left from New York City and came here to Manila. I had to pay the cost of fuel, airport fees, and the pilot's accommodations. There you go. That's the way to fly, man. I wish I could fly that way. Let's see. Lenny Aguirre says, Methuen. Wow, I probably know you, Lenny. You know, I'm from Lawrence. I know a lot of people over in Methuen. I used to know the police chief over there, Solomon. You know him? Nice guy. Got in trouble a few times for a few things, but, you know, he's a decent guy. I don't know if he's still over there or not. Lenny Aguirre, north of Boston. Lenny Aguirre, near Lawrence. That's where I'm from, man. Lawrence. I used to work for the school department there. Blue Fate, the Philippine Info Channel. You think in future we visiting the Philippines won't require a vaccine? Yes, I think that's going to happen. Eventually, they're going to have to let people travel, man. They can't keep people locked down, you know. I mean, unless they want people 100% vaccinated with this crap, I can't see that. That's got to go away at some point. You know, I can't see them holding people in 14-day quarantines and stuff for the rest of their lives every time they travel someplace. Randy Parker says IATF is smoking shabu and getting hotel kickbacks. Just saying. It seems that way sometimes, but I don't think they're smoking shabu. No. Mike D, I'm not willing to pay all that. MV4463, I can, but I don't. I've got a buddy with a G6. Ron Chris says, Grandpa Vlogger is really up to date on travel fiasco and the PH. He's saying the rules can and will change daily. That's what I've been saying. I've been saying the same thing as him, and I don't even watch that guy. I've watched him a couple of times. He's a really informative vlogger. He's really good. The few times I've gone on there, he's got some good stuff on there, but he's not always right on all this stuff. But most of the time, he is pretty good. I get most of my stuff. I have 2 to 3 people that I talk to in the government, and they get back to me. One of the people doesn't contact me as much as they used to, but the other 2 that I have in government, and then I have a couple of other connections too on the side. But I get some pretty good connections, and they leak me stuff every so often before even the news gets it sometimes. So I have to be careful when I leak it though. You know, but the people do tell me some really good stuff. So I get a little bit of news. And also, I get news about what they're talking about up at the top. Let's see. Ron Chris, me too. Dickie Spaz says, Steve, do you find your eating healthier in the penis versus stateside? When I am there, I drop weight due to no fast food. You know something? I for a while there, I lost I'd say about 15 to 20 pounds, and I still drink soda because I'm always thirsty, you know, but I lost about 15 pounds, I would say. And since the quarantines and stuff like that, I think I gained some of that back, unfortunately. You know, but I think I'll lose that once they start opening things up again. Because I used to go walking. I mean, remember when I used to, I don't know if you guys used to watch my older videos. I used to walk and talk at the same time while I was doing my videos. And it was kind of nice. You know, it made it enjoyable because you guys get to see stuff in the background and stuff too. Philip Jones, is it possible to ship a boat to Manila? What would be the import tax? And cars and boats seem to be expensive. All that stuff, I've had people talk to me about this before because I've asked people that have shipped cars in here, and they says it's excessive. So I don't recommend anybody shipping like a boat or car in here. They say that the costs are excessive between the shipping and the things that they charge you. You're better off coming in here with a boat yourself and sailing it in here to Manila Harbor. It's probably cheaper, you know, and then do it that way. MV4463 Mike D, to me it was worth the extra cost. I made a promise to a friend and COVID-19 put on hold for a year. Tom Pierce says, anyone buying a plane ticket better get a refundable plane ticket. Never know what will happen. Yeah, man, I would buy that insurance or whatever they have, or get refundable plane tickets and make sure that they're refundable for any reason. But you can also buy that insurance too that will refund for any reason too. So just a thought, you know. Mike D says, gotcha MV. Let's see. Joe Fullen, love your channel. I just moved from Pittsfield, New Hampshire to Northeast Texas. Thinking about the Philippines in about a year will be my first visit. I used to live in Berlin, New Hampshire. Pittsfield was above me, I think, if I remember. That was way up near those 3 lakes. I used to go fishing up there. I think it was in Pittsfield. That's Pittsfield. It's like 3 lakes up there or something, or 4 lakes or whatever. That was a long time ago, man. But yeah, I used to live right near the ski jump in Berlin, New Hampshire. I'm sure you know where that is, Joe. I used to live right behind the ski jump. Traveling memories. Waiting for the Philippines government to allow foreigners. Yeah, it'll happen. Mike D. So what is a man if he doesn't keep his word? A principle rarely honored today. That's right. Dicky Spaz says, even refundable tickets is no guarantee when you're dealing with PAL. It's like pulling teeth. And let's see, Ace Bachelor Cool says, waiting to travel to the Philippines. John Wales, let's see, I've lived 4 different islands and had, let's see, John's talking about this, he's got 7 different girlfriends here. In the Philippines, every island has great women and not so great women. John, would you agree with me that each island has its own like kind of personality though, that the women have different characteristics than other islands? I find that to be true. I don't know if everybody would agree with me, but I think that anyway. Barry says, northern accent comes out when you say ideal. LOL. Okay. Traveling memories. Tom Pear. Anyone buying a plane ticket better get refunded. Let's see. Ron Chris. Philip Jones. If you are shipping via Balikbayan, it'll be cheaper. I know a man that shipped his entire home goods on a motorcycle. He paid the import tax was 200,000. He's talking pesos probably. I would hope. He refused, and they agreed on. I think it just says, and they agreed on. So I would say the next word would be less. I would hope. Ace Bachelor Cool is still watching. Let's see, nobody special right now. The Philippines is unappealing. You're right, because you have to wear a mask and a shield here. I agree with nobody special. Glenn Brooks, evening. How you doing, Glenn? Mike D, I'll be in Korea or Japan soon. I'll get there whether or not they open. Let's see. Ed Denoy in Guam, will the government weld my door shut or do I have to wear an ankle bracelet? There we go. Let's see. Glenn Brooks, the pandemic has prevented me and my wife and my child from going back to the Philippines. The Philippines is losing so much dollars. It's true. They are losing a lot of money. Smooth Will, what's up? I was in the Marines and docked in Subic Bay and went out to a Longapo city to party years ago. What a Longapo city like these days. A Longapo, I think it's pretty much the same. I'm sure it's changed a little bit since then. I mean, I wasn't there way back then. And I haven't been there. I just hear from other people up in that area. Let's see. MV4463. Mike, my mentor died. In the will, I was asked to return the ashes to Leyte. It was taken almost a year to this done. I'm here to fill the promise. Let's see. Michael L. The custom duty to import a car is outrageous. That's what I heard. Mike D. I forgot about that, brother. I knew. I was having like a conversation. Tom Pear. Has anyone on here gone to a gun range in the PI? Yes. Yes, Tom. They have them here. I know that for a fact because I've seen an advertisement. If so, what are the ammo prices like? I'm not sure about what the ammo prices are like though, but yes, they do have them here. And there's actually quite a few. Daniel Moore. Steve posts videos every day and live streams every weekend. He won't enable super chat, so we owe him a thumbs up on this video. Let's see how many likes we can get. See, we're up to 45 there. I appreciate that. Let's see, MV4463 says, I was going to ship my van, but the cost of doing it was easier to buy a brand new van when I got there. That's what I heard. Somebody wanted to ship like a van that was all done over, you know, like with a bed and sink and all that stuff in it. And when they found out how much it cost, they said it was just too pricey. They said they'll just sell it. Alex RC says, yep, I got a refundable ticket just in case. Mark Norris says, if I come for a 2-month visit, can I use my Apple iPhone in the Philippines? Absolutely, as long as it's unlocked. So you can use the SIM cards over here, okay? San Juan La Union vlog. Hey, Steve, I need to get 2-month bank statement, DD214, and my FBI apostilled. I'm in La Union. Do you think it is possible to do remotely? Yes. They have agencies, but they charge a fortune for that to do it. You know, but you might be able to find somebody. Sure. Yes. Yeah, you can do it. You can do it from here. You know, you can definitely do that from here. You can go to online, look up USA U.S. apostilling or something like that, and they have agencies that do that. But you're gonna pay through the nose. It's probably worth just buying a plane ticket to go back because some of those places, some of those that apostilling only cost like $15 or $5 or something like that. It's really cheap, but those agencies they rip you off. You can try to talk them down maybe. There might be some that have come down in prices lately because there's a lot more apostilling going on in the world. But yeah, definitely. Hey, I meant to ask you, San Juan La Union vlog. Did you ever change your color to the thing I told you, to the pop? I haven't been over to check your page recently. I wanted to check. I was going to check that out today, but I didn't have time. Because that helps a lot. You know, it helps your color. Let's see, Zur, got to go. We'll talk to you later. Thanks for coming, Zur. Mike D, yeah. That happens, MB. Okay. Alex RC, if you buy directly with the airlines, you get a refund. But with third-party ticket sellers, you'll get some, but not full price. That's what I heard. Yeah, each place is different. That's rough. You want to make sure you buy insurance. Sometimes that insurance costs like as little as $30 to $45 or something like that. That's worth it. Michael L. My shift in major ISPs NOC over for the day. Let's see. Ace Patrick, lived in South Korea 4 years, in Japan 4 years. MV4463, thanks Mike D. Now you see why this is so important to get done. I'd hope someone do it for me. Let's see. John Wales says message retracted, so he must have retracted it. Glenn Brooks, oorah, Semper Fi Marines here too. Okay, there we go, Glenn. Philip Jones, talk with a police officer regarding a shooting range. He will go with you and just pay for his ammo. They all like to shoot. Did it once in a while with a cop close to Makati. That's actually a good idea, Philip. Never thought of that. San Juan La Union vlog says he just pushed thumbs up. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Mark Norris, does anyone do RVing in the Philippines? Yes. There are RVs. You don't see them much. You can actually buy them online and they ship them here. MV4460, that was me, Steve. I have a full-size 9-passenger super custom conversion van. I sold it for $35K. Okay, I knew somebody had told me that. You know, because I remember hearing the story. So, Tom Pear, Mark Norris, with so many cheap resorts, few people RV. Yeah, the resorts are fairly cheap. They're not super cheap. I wouldn't call them cheap. Depends where you go, but I wouldn't say super cheap. MV4463 Mark, I'm getting a Toyota Horus 4x4 to do the van lifestyle. Yeah, van life is pretty cool. I watched that guy Foresty Forrest, and I watched that Wonder Hussy lady. She's pretty good too. I like the fact that she visits all these ghost towns and these cabins, and they're pretty nice. And Foresty Forrest, he does more up in Canada. And then I watched that other guy, the guy with the bulldog. He's pretty interesting too. I can't remember his name. And then I watch the other guy there that was in that movie there, Nomadland, that just come out. Bob Wells. He's pretty good too. He's interesting. Are you a Pats fan? If so, what's your thoughts about this upcoming NFL season? I am a Pats fan, but I haven't been able to watch football like in a few years, so I wouldn't even want to comment on it. You know, Alex RC. Since Brady left, I think that the team is not got a chance in the NFL season. That's what I think. And I don't think they're going to make it to the end. I'll just say that. Without Brady, they need somebody just like Brady again. And Brady is a once-in-a-lifetime thing. Alex RC, Steve, do you think Cavite is the police there not intimidating, unlike police here in LA? The police here are fine. I don't have a problem with the police here. In fact, I buy them lunch at McDonald's sometimes when they go into the mall and stuff like that. They're sitting there with their sticks and stuff like that. They don't bother me. They're actually nice people. You know, they want to take pictures. You know, pose and take pictures with me and stuff like that because I bought them lunch. I have no problem. They warn you that you won't get another Form 4 when discharged. He must be talking. I don't know what he's talking about. Craig Jordan, Steve, how long have you lived in the Philippines? Well, this is my second rodeo here. Okay, I was in the Philippines back in the 80s, and then I came back here. And this time here, I've been here over 3 years. So I know all about the Philippines. I've always had a lot of Filipino friends and everything. Glenn Brooks says, I have a judge friend in Philippines, and we shoot his guns all the time. That's the way to go if you can. Scott Torra, CI, I thought foreigners were not allowed to own guns in the Philippines. They're not. You're not allowed to own guns. San Juan La Union Vlog, I'll have to check on the color thing. Yeah, San Juan La Union Vlog, when you go to upload on YouTube, at some point it shows like a little magic wand. Press the magic wand and press pop, and you'll see a big difference in your videos, okay? If you need to call me, San Juan La Union Vlog, just send me a email. If you want to talk to me about any of that apostle stuff, give me a call, okay? But email me from my phone number. It's Stephen with a V 5975 at yahoo.com. Stephen with a V, and then 5975 at yahoo.com, okay? And you know, we can talk. That's good that you use Rose, okay? You'll like Mary Rose. She's really, really good, you know? But if you need help or you have any questions on the flip side, like where to get your background checks and stuff like that, call me, seriously. You know, I think you still got my number if I remember correctly. If you have my number, call me some night. You know, call me in the evening, like between 6 and 9 or something like that. We can chat a little bit about that more. Okay? Let's see, Smoky Mountain Modeler, I checked on getting the FBI report for the SRIV and was told they only mail it to U.S. addresses. At least the agency I checked with. Okay, that's fine. Just use a friend or something like that and have it mailed there. You know, it can't hurt. And you're still getting your background check, and then they can mail it to you. That's not that hard. You know, Paul Osborne, what car is the easiest to get repaired in the PH? What car is easiest to get repaired? I would say Toyotas. You know, that's just my thoughts. Scott Torres, San Juan La Union. Hey, what's up, brother? Good to see you here. I am a subscriber to your channel too. Andy Lee says, Steve, what's the postal service like there? For instance, are there post office box numbers to use instead of addresses? I suppose you could. I haven't seen any or asked them about that, but I think you could leave your mail at the post office there. I don't think they'd have a problem with that. You know, you could just have like a general, they call it, what is it, general address or something like that. A friend of mine used to live in Belize, and he lived on an island, and he didn't have an address on the island because he just kind of wandered everywhere and was always in a boat or something. And I forget what they call it, it's general something. And they would find him on the island. They would go find him. So if you do that, usually they'll hold that in the post office, and you just go down to the post office and tell them to hold your mail, and they'll hold it for you, Andy. Let's see, John Wales, the police treat me very well, place that I have been here. See, John Fullen says, you're thinking of Pittsburgh. Okay, Pittsburgh. Okay, yeah. Pittsfield is 14 miles east and north of Concord. Okay, yeah. I'm thinking of Pittsburgh. You're right. Let's see. My spouse of 35 years deceased was living in Lawrence, Mass. When I met her. She was a hairdresser. Wow, that's interesting. Lawrence has a lot of good people there, a lot of interesting people. It's changed a lot though. A long time ago, it used to have like a different mix of people, and it's really, really changed lately. Not that the people aren't good there now, but it's just a different mix of people. Let's see, Mike D. I was talking about the DD-214, Steve. Okay. Yeah, the DD-214. Yeah, you definitely need that to do the veteran visa, SRRV visa. Let's see, MV4463. Jet lag is hitting me hard, Steve. Everyone else, please have a great night. I got to hit the rack. Make sure you're on here next week, MV4463. We're on here every Saturday at 10 o'clock. We might do a couple of surprise ones this week, actually. The weather has been kind of bad around here, so the rain was coming down too hard on the one day I wanted to do it. So I didn't do it on that day. But every Saturday night at 10 p.m., we do it no matter what, unless there's a power outage or something like that, or I'm sick or whatever. Let's see, Alex RC, someone is envy of you, Steve. He gave you a thumbs down. Yeah, we always get that, I don't worry about that. We know who that was. That was that guy that was trolling me earlier. That's the thumbs down. I'm telling you, that's him. Ed Denoy, in LA, the police treat me like a king. Rodney King. There you go. Mike D, haters gonna hate. That's right. I don't worry about one thumbs down. That was the troll. John Wales says, Alex RC, I bet I can guess who. Yeah. Mike D, Sweet Dreams MV. Chuck, hello from South Carolina. Is there a nice beach in Manila or close? Manila doesn't really have any nice beaches. The water there is kind of, I give it a thumbs down. You know what I mean? Yeah, if you head south, the more south, when you get down down to Ternate, the water starts clearing up and getting better. But the water in Manila is getting less polluted. So I know they're working on that really hard. Let's see, South Carolina though, huh? You got some nice beaches in South Carolina. I love South Carolina. I used to own 3 properties in Charleston, in North Charleston on Dorchester Road. 6601 Dorchester Road. I still remember the and it's a condo. It's a condo place. San Juan Union Vlog. Thanks, Steve. I emailed you. Cool. Tomorrow, yeah. I'd like to call you. Easy to discuss. Yeah, definitely. San Juan Union Vlog. Put me in your phone sometime. Make sure I'm in there, okay? And you can always call me. Feel free to call me whenever you want during the day or whatever. You can even call me tomorrow morning. I usually get up around 10 though. Daniel Ford. Hi. I just noticed you're live. How you doing, Daniel? Welcome aboard. I like the last video you did on newbies building a house. Yeah, you got to be careful, man, around here. I got a lot of good videos coming up pretty soon, too. I have a couple already. I try to stay like 2 or 3 days ahead sometimes. Sometimes I'll do 2 in a day. Like I'll do one, and I don't feel like totally happy with it, but I still want to put it out. And usually it ends up doing better than the other one, but I'll do another one just because I have something I want to put out there or whatever. Maybe it's a news story or something. So sometimes I do two videos, sometimes I do one. But we have a couple of good videos coming up. Actually, one about blackouts and brownouts and power, water issues, water pressure issues. So that's an interesting one for newbies coming over here too. Daniel Moore says, I'm close to Canton, Ohio. Has anyone heard the news about Canton McKinley football coaches? No, I haven't heard that one. MV4463, I never miss a vlog, even when I don't say much. You're my top 5s for PI info. Thanks, man. I really appreciate that. It's good to know that we have some really good subscribers on here, and that's one thing. I always say that we probably have the best subscribers of all the channels, and we have really, really good people on here too. We don't have like the bad crowd in here. We have a really, really good crowd, you know, and I really enjoy that, talking to you guys just as much as, you know, you guys like watching my vlogs. So I'm really happy about that. Casual Podcast says, hello from PA. My wife is from PI, but our kids were born in the U.S. They're 8 and 10. Do you see American kids living there? Yeah, if you send them to a private school, but they're not going to get the same education that they would in the U.S. That's my feelings about that. I think that they would lose something between here and there, because a lot of the stuff gets spoken in Tagalog. Unless they know Tagalog from their mom, then I would say I wouldn't put them here. But that's just my opinion. I mean, other people might say yes. Maybe they'll pick up some other things here. Let's see. Nobody Special says, later, John, Mike D. What would be a personal recommendation for a young expat, Steve? My personal recommendation as far as like where to move, Mike? I would say for a young expat coming over here, I would move someplace. I would probably go to the outer islands, like I think it's Surigao or Siargao, one of those two. The place where they have the surfing and stuff like that. That'd be the place where I would go, you know? Let's see. Everything just shot by. Let's see. I got a story. Let's see. Daniel says, I got a story about a couple of newbies who built a house after only a few years of knowing their girlfriend. I can tell you a few too. It's just some pretty bad stories about stuff like that, man. If you guys ever got a really good story you want to tell me that I can share with somebody, you can always email it to me, and if I like it, I'll ask you if I can put it out there, you know. So let's see. Hello, Steve. I was inspired by a video you did of family issues and getting away and restarting life in the Philippines. I liked it a lot. Thanks, John. I really appreciate that. You know, a lot of the expats over here come over here because of those issues, and I just want to make sure that everybody that comes over here, you know, I want them to know that you're not alone when you come over here, because you can start your life over here and it can be a really, really good life over here. So if you're leaving behind a bunch of garbage, I tell people, leave that garbage behind and come here and start your life over here. I mean, I tried reaching out the other day and I got bit so bad, and I was like, you know what, never again will I even try with these people. And I just gave up totally. I erased them from my phone things and everything, and you know, I've really learned my lesson, you know, and you know what, family isn't blood. It's not. Family is not blood. You know, I've made more family, I have more good family over here, and I love my family over here, you know, and they're friends too, and we see each other all the time, and we, you know, I have so much love for those people I can't even tell you. You know, like, I'm very grateful for my life over here. Smoky Mountain Modeler, even the thumbs down will help you with the algorithm as far as YouTube is concerned. Maybe, I don't know, but the thumbs down, don't worry about that guy. You know, John Wales, goodbye, Norman, Jeff, Mike D, and everyone else. Have a good night, John. It sounds like you're leaving. Don't forget to be here next Saturday. Hollywood Baby. Hello, Steve. I love watching all you vloggers in the Philippines, but I don't think I could ever convince my American wife to ever live there. So I live vicariously through you guys. From Atlanta. There we go. Mike D, have a good night, John. Smoky Mountain, talk to you in the morning, John. Have a good night. Darren Cooper says, hey, Steve, I made it finally. There we go. It's good to see you on here, man. Daniel Ford, all your vlogs are good. More newbies should be watching your channel. I wish I could get more newbies on here. A lot of the newbies go to the channels where they drag out the women because they're younger, you know, and I can understand that, you know. But I wish they would watch the channel. We do get some newbies on here. You know, we get quite a lot of newbies still. I get a lot of people contacting me all the time on email. Joe San Augustine, Charleston. I was stationed at Charleston Air Force Base from 99 to 2003. I actually been on Charleston Air Force Base once. Let's see. I rented a room from a co-worker's house off of Dorchester near Piggly Wiggly and Blockbuster. So was it a square building with a pool in the middle and had like a badminton court? Because this place we had like they all faced in, you know. And it actually, I think it wasn't too far from Piggly Wiggly and Blockbuster, you know. It was 6601, and it was right near the railroad tracks. and it was near like a convenience store of some sort. Darren Core, keep up the good work, brother. Thanks, Darren. Joe Fullen, she also worked at Ramey's drugstore. I was stationed at Fort Devens, Mass. I used to work on Fort Devens. I used to live in Air, too, when I was younger. I'm retired military also, retired New Hampshire State Correctional Officer. There you go, Joe. Wow. Devens. Last time I was there was about 7 years ago. I worked out there at a solar panel place doing security. I worked out there for about 3 nights. They had me filling in. Daniel Moore, the coaches made one of their football players who was Jewish eat pizza with pork pepperoni on it as punishment. They all lost their jobs. Wow. I mean, that's serious with the Jewish community. That's not cool. It's not kosher. But that's, in all seriousness though, that's not even funny, to them. Let's see, Simply Akis, I am back. Mike D, my local Piggly Wiggly is now a Mexican meat market. LOL. A lot of those places have closed down, I heard. Colin Cresser, do you have like-minded people you can talk to there? Are you missing home? Well, Colin, I have friends here, okay, and I meet with them every once in a while. But I talk to my sister back home all the time. And I have a friend back home named Rick who I talk to all the time too. And I talk to another friend of mine, Dwayne. So I have people back home and we talk all the time. I really don't miss too many people back home because I'm in contact with everybody that I really love and care about. But do I miss the places? Yes, I do. I do miss going to the mountains. I do miss hiking. I do miss a little bit of the colder seasons, like in the spring and in the fall. I miss the fall a lot. I miss having like fires, things like that. Over here you can have a fire, but it's hot, See, Uchino Marissa says, hi, Steve. Good evening to you and your beautiful family. Thanks, Marissa. Let's see, Glenn Brooks. Which would be easier and cheaper? I'm retired Marine married to Philippine SRRV or Balikbayan. Well, I mean, that's a toss-up. It's actually pretty close because of, I think the Balikbayan would be cheaper. But the SRV, because you're a Marine, you could get that for $1,500 security deposit plus $1,400 application fee. Just something to keep in mind. And Glenn, if you ever want to talk on the phone about that, email me at steven5975@yahoo.com. We can chat. Just remind me what we're going to talk about, because I won't remember I said this tomorrow because I talk to so many people during the day I forget. But if you ever want to call me, email me and ask me for my phone number, okay? And we can chat. Feel free. I'll talk to you as long as you need to, okay? Alex RC, watching all your videos are priceless for me, Steve. They're really informative. Thank you, Alex. I want to say something about that, Alex. Let me go back to where I saw your thing that just. That a lot of my older videos have a lot of little nuggets in there, and some of those nuggets, as I stay here longer, I forget. And you'll get a lot of little nuggets out of my older videos because those were fresh when I come over here. A lot of those things were fresh. But, my new videos, I try to keep them fresh. And sometimes I even go back and watch my older videos so I can remember some things, see if I'm forgetting anything. Because there's a lot of little nuggets in some of those older videos. And I tell people, go back and watch all those videos. There's a lot of good videos back there. I think we're up to about 400 videos now. I tell people just watch the ones that are relevant, that help you. Because there's a lot of good videos. Everybody has different questions, and there's all those videos will help everybody. Love your channel, Tim Davis says, and all the info. My wife is from Siboyan. I think I would like Tagaytay or La Union. Yeah, Tagaytay is nice. La Union, I don't know that much about. The San Juan La Union vlog is a good place to check out about that. He's pretty informative and really good. He's actually probably on here right now as we're speaking. I don't think he left yet. Scott Torres says, I'll give you a bunch of thumbs up to counter the dodo with the thumbs down. Yeah, that was the troll. I don't worry about him. You do a great job, Steve. Thanks for all you do. Thanks, Scott. I appreciate that. Finally made it. 20 minutes drive down. 3 years ago, become 1 hour drive. Simply Akis. Let's see, Tim Davis. I think I would go crazy on a remote island. Close to Manila is the way to go. Yeah. Man, if you live right outside Manila, it's nice out here. You know, and Tagaytay is not that far away, and you get the best of both worlds because you just jump on a bus and you go to Manila and you come back the same day. You know, it's only like an hour away. Let's see. Darren Cooper says, still waiting for SRV to start back up, hoping before September, bro. It will. I'm glad the green lane is starting slowly. Yeah, you can start it up if you're here. If you're here, you can start it up already. You know, but you're probably not in country, so you can't start it. Glenn Brooks, family is blood, but blood can be poison. You're right. Family can be rough. Darren Cooper, thanks, bro. Ed Denoy, exactly, Glenn. Let's see. Mike D, I was thinking Cebu, but I'm not adverse to an outer island. I'm only 33 but retired. Yeah, 33 Cebu might be the place to go, man. That's a good place to go for a younger person. You know, I wouldn't, you know, Cebu would be perfect probably. You know, I think that's a great place to go actually, or around Iloilo, that area, Boracay. Actually, Boracay would be great for a 33-year-old person. And you can live there fairly cheap too. Darren Cooper, I'm a newbie. Ha ha ha. Let's see. Or Darren Core. I thought it was Cooper. Rick Morris, SRV is open again, but there have been some changes. Yes, there are. Over 50 only. It is open. And we did a couple of videos about that just recently. And you can go through that lady that I talked about, Mary Rose Baranda. She is probably one of the best agents out there because she doesn't charge to do it. Okay? She gets paid by the PRA. They pay her. Some of these people, these agents out there, what they do is they get paid by the PRA, but they also charge you $1,000 or $500 on top of that. Mary Rose doesn't charge anything. She just gets paid by the PRA, and that's it. Okay, so if you guys need somebody to do the SRV, that's the way to go. Let's see. Mike L., you provide useful knowledge on this channel. The newbies are more interested in watching TNA shakes. Yeah, in some cases they are, but they're younger, you know. Marissa, sad to cut those relatives out of my life because they always asking money, take, and they want more. Sad, but more happy now. Yeah, it's better to just cut some people loose when you know they're like that. Tom Pear, it says message retracted. Tom, I don't know what you wrote. You must have retracted it. J.M. Ramiro, haven't heard or read too much about it, but why do you think that woman most of the time does not always dream of retiring overseas, particularly third world countries? I'm not sure. We do have some women on here. They come on here every so often, JM, and they do want to retire over here. I would say like about 6%, but we don't see them much in the forums like this here, you know, with the live streams and stuff. But every so often we have that one girl that comes in here. Actually, we have like about 3, and they come on here and they do want to come here, you know. Let's see. Joe Fullen, I'll see you next week. Love your channel. Thanks, Joe. So we'll see you next week at 10 o'clock. We might do a couple during the week too, but they'll just pop up all of a sudden. So Tom Pierre says, how do I hit the like button more than once? Good show. I gained more knowledge today from your subscribers, even though I missed Johnny Quest. There we go. Thanks, Tom. I really appreciate you coming on here. It's always good to have the regulars on here. Glenn Brooks, thanks, Steve. Your info is more helpful than watching old guys prancing around young Filipinas. My wife is more beautiful than any of them. And let's see, Paul Osborne says, hey, Steve, is there a cooler climate town up the mountains but close to Tracy? I want cooler. Yeah, Tagaytay. You can, anywhere around Tagaytay, there's a lot of, actually quite a few places around there you can go that are pretty high up. So if you want cooler, then Tracy Martirez is really close to Tagaytay. It's not that far. You know, it's a short distance away. Dan Berg says, Atlanta, Georgia have out tickets going to the Philippines for $725. Looking forward to our permanent move. How long will it take to get the SRV once I get there? For me, it took about 3 weeks before I had all the documentation and my visa back. But you know, they're going to have a lot of people going through that process, so it might take like 6 weeks or 2 months or something like that. But you know, it's you just get your tourist visa updated, and, you know, tell them that you're going through the SRV process, you know. Um, it's not that bad, you know. You just pay the extra money for the tourist visa or whatever. You'll be fine. Once they open that up. I mean, but it's not open now. San Juan La Union vlog. Yes, I'm here. Any questions about my area, feel free to contact me. So the guy that was looking about San Juan La Union vlog, I mean, San Juan La Union, you can always go to that vlog. You know, that's a good vlog. Manny Pacquiao for president. There we go. San Juan La Union vlog. Steve, I like how you've started live streaming. This is more personable. Yeah, it's we've been doing this for a while now. It's actually helped out a lot. We get a lot of regulars on here, and it's actually kind of fun. I actually enjoy it too. You know, it's like a night out with the guys. You know what I mean? So it's kind of fun. You know, Alex RC, Tagaytay properties are kind of pricey, though it's really a very nice place to live. You can get some cheap properties there, but you have to shop around. You might just you can leave Tagaytay. There's other towns around there, and they get cheaper. Just FYI there, Alex. You don't have to. There's a lot of towns around there that are cheap, and they are a little bit cooler too. You know, Darren Core says, "Yeah, I'm in Kuwait, bro. Philippine embassy still closed to foreigners here. It is Cooper, typo from YouTube. Oh, okay. Joe San Augustine, what's one franchise fast food restaurant do you miss from the States? Hate to admit it, but let's see. He misses Waffle House, he says. That diner is good. Actually, we have Pancake House here, and it takes the place of Waffle House. And they have waffles. So when you know, just... I don't really miss that much. I wish Red Lobster was closer, and I wish Texas Roadhouse was closer, and Outback Steakhouse was closer. But I have all those places right in Manila, and we go there every once in a while. Daniel Ford says, I'm about 2 hours south of Cebu. It's great. Let's see. Bold Guy says, is there any movement to allow real estate and business investment by non-nationals? No. And you know, Bold Guy, I totally disagree with buying properties here, and I'll tell you why. Because otherwise the Chinese and other people would come in here and buy everything up and raise the prices for the poor people here. So it's actually good that they keep out people, believe it or not. It's actually a benefit to the Filipinos. So, I mean, I agree with keeping out people. I really do. And I know why now, you know, from living here. San Juan La Union, yes, and Steve, Mary is really quick in submitting your docs for pre-approval and quick at answering your questions by email. Yeah, she's really, really good. She's fantastic. Rick, how much and how difficult is it to buy a dependable car there? You can buy a dependable car here. Actually, a friend of mine bought one not too long ago. I think he paid about $4,000. It only had 60,000 miles, and it was like brand spanking new. It was really good shape, but those are few and far between. He bought it off a doctor. Let's see. Simply Agus, I am Filipina and living in Florida. Home, I am coming back soon. Bayawan represents skies. Let's see. Mike D, I don't see it as third world going abroad. I'm more free in places like the Philippines than ever. I agree with you, Mike. You know, we have a certain amount of freedom here that you can't explain to other people, you know. Colin Cressa says, I will see if you want to meet up next time I visit Calapan. Yeah, if you ever want to meet up, if anybody ever wants to meet up, just let me know, and I can meet up with you. You know, if I'm not busy that day or something, I'll meet up. I meet people at Prime Steakhouse sometimes, you know. Chuck Davis says, yes, Steve, thanks, brother. We do have some nice beaches in South Carolina. Like Folly Beach, Chuck. I used to go to Folly Beach. Do you have a dual citizenship, and how long can you stay there before you have to check in with immigration and what taxes? I don't have any taxes, Chuck, on my pensions or anything because I have the retirement visa here. I have to check in 3 more years, and then after that, I have to check in every year, and it costs me $10 per year. And I don't have to go anyplace. I can just mail in my stuff, and they will do it for me, and they mail it back to me. So I don't have to go anywhere to check in anywhere. Let's see. Ed Denoy, it was 88 degrees at 5 a.m. in Vegas yesterday, a record for that hour. San Juan La Union Vlog says, yeah, I'm watching you on my 49-inch TV in the living room, like having you over for a beer. Yeah. Right in your face, right? I mean, 49-inch TV, I can't imagine me on a 49-inch TV. That's pretty big. Let's see. Brian Dawson says, thanks for all the info you give out, Steve. Can't wait to visit. Thanks, Brian. I see Darren Cooper says, hey, Steve, have you ever thought about doing a group live chat live on Skype, WhatsApp, or another multi-group chat server? Probably not, no. I like staying on here. You know, Dan Berg says, with my wife being Filipino, won't get stamped to stay in the Philippines. Won't I get stamped? He's asking if he'll get stamped when he comes with his Filipino wife. I think you do. Yeah, and I think you can stay for an extra year after that on the Balik buy-in visas. But I'm not that familiar. I'm not that well studied on Balik buy-in visas. Mostly the SRV I do. You know, and I know a little bit about the tourist visas, but not much. Danberg says, yes, I noticed a lot of Chinese. 27,000. 27,000 got in here on the SRV. See, Mike D, the Japanese attempted keeping everyone out and hold on to it this day. I can't disagree with their reasoning. Let's see. Smoky Mountain Model says, got to go, Steve. Life is knocking at the door. Catch you next week. Stay safe, everyone. Thanks, Smoky Mountain. Thanks for coming. I'm going to get going myself here, guys. We're up to like 105 minutes here. But we'll be on here probably during... I'm going to try to get on here this week for sure. At least for one night. And I'll probably do it about 10 o'clock, guys. So you just check up on there. I'll do one this week at 10 p.m. during the week sometime. Okay, but definitely on next Saturday, 10 p.m. I'll be here. This is going to be a regular thing. Every Saturday night, 10 p.m. I'll be on here, guys. So God bless. I'm going to answer a couple more questions on here. And then I'll call it quits for the night. See, hey, Steve, are you hearing about condo foreclosures for sale in the Cebu area? No, I have not. Let's see. Dan Moore says, I'm an investor too. What do you think about buying stock in Filipino companies like SM or Jollibee? I'm not really into those type of stocks, Dan. I'm more into ARK investments. I'm into tech stocks and stuff like that. And I do a couple of REITs too. So I invest in SRET. That's one of the ETFs I invest in, or the REITs. The other one is HYLD, and then VOOS. I invest in that. I invest in Tesla, and all the ARK investments like ARK K, ARK W, ARK Q, all the ARK investment stocks I'm into. I love those. Are there unexplored islands in the Philippines? Yes. I think half of them are untouched. They're not built on. Half of them. Okay, so it's about half people don't live on. And I don't know where they are, or if they're way out at sea, or whatever between the islands, and they're just not worth, inhabiting, or there's no water on there or whatever. But yeah, there's a lot of islands. I'm sure they've been explored before. The question is, whether people live on there. I don't think too many people would live on those islands. They're pretty stark, some of them. I've seen a couple of them. I've gone on some of those islands. They're beautiful too, some of them. Let's see. San Juan La Union vlog. If you're looking for a car, I just got a Suzuki Espresso 4-door, less than 10K, brand new. That's a good deal. I've had it 2 months, excellent car. Be careful of used cars. I had a bad experience with used. That's a good deal, man. But less than 10K for a new car. Mike D, have a good day, good night. Guys, gals, stay safe. Ace Bachelor close to several hundred islands in the Philippines have never been explored by humans. I don't know, I think some people have been on some of those islands, unless they're really tall or have cliffs or something like that, but the fishermen stay on those islands sometimes. I know that the ones I've been on around here, people have been on them, you can tell. Let's see, thanks again. Alex says, have a good night. No more silver bullet San Juan La Union vlog. Joe Phone says, have a good night. So I'm at the end here, guys. I just want to say good night, guys. Thanks for joining us tonight. Let's see, Philippine Antics says, have you been to Angeles City and did you like it? I haven't been. I've been up that way to Angeles City, but I've never been to Angeles City. It's not a place that really I find attractive personally. I'd rather go to other places. I know Angeles is some people say it's really nice. And let's see, San Juan La Union vlog says, thanks, Steve. Good night. Chat with you tomorrow. Yeah, we'll talk tomorrow then. Okay. San Juan La Union vlog. Do you have my number already, or you don't have it? Just want to make sure. Markson, all the best. Thanks. Let's see. I'm waiting for San Juan La Union vlog to answer me. Anyway, he said he sent me an email. But anyway, guys, thanks for joining us. God bless. No? Okay. All right. I'll send it to you through the email then. Okay? Because you said you had you emailed me, so I'll send it to you. Okay? I'll talk to you I'll try to answer it tonight or tomorrow morning. Okay? And we'll talk soon. Okay. Bye, guys. Take care, and God bless, guys.